In the last episode, my companions and I had just received a cryptic message from our enigmatic ally, setting me on a quest to uncover the fabled Aethereian archive. I had ventured into the abandoned city to track down the elusive cartographer, Elara, whose arcane maps held the key to unlocking the secrets of Aetherea's forgotten past. With Dr. Orion by my side, we had begun our perilous journey through ancient ruins. The city was a labyrinth of crumbling spires and forgotten dreams. I navigated through the dusty streets, my footsteps echoing off the walls. Dr. Orion walked beside me, her eyes scanning the horizon for any sign of danger. We're getting close, I thought, my heart racing with anticipation. Elara's maps were our only lead, and I couldn't shake the feeling that we were being watched. Suddenly, a faint hum filled the air and the ground trembled beneath our feet. I grabbed Dr. Orion's arm, my senses on high alert. "What's happening?" I asked, my voice low and urgent. "It's an energy signature," she replied, her eyes locked on the horizon. "I think we're close." A blast of light illuminated the sky and I shielded my eyes. When I opened them again, a figure stood before us. It was Elara, her eyes gleaming with a mixture of fear and determination. "You're here," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. "I've been waiting." Elara handed me a small, intricately carved stone. "This is the key to the Aethereian archive," she said. "But be warned, you're not the only one searching for it." I took the stone, feeling its weight in my palm. A surge of determination coursed through me. We had to get to the archive before anyone else did. "Let's move," I said to Dr. Orion, my voice firm. "We have a long journey ahead of us." The abandoned city gave way to ancient ruins, and we ventured deeper into the unknown. The air grew thick with an otherworldly energy, and I could feel the weight of Aetherea's secrets pressing down upon me. As we walked, the silence between us grew thicker, like a living thing. I knew that our journey was just beginning and that the road ahead would be fraught with danger, but I was ready. The stars were setting over the horizon, casting a golden glow over the ruins. I felt a sense of hope rising within me, a sense of purpose that I hadn't felt in a long time. But as we crested a ridge, a figure emerged from the shadows. He was tall, with piercing eyes and a scar above his left eyebrow. "You're heading into the heart of Archon territory," he said, his voice low and gravelly. "You're either very brave or very stupid." I stood tall, my hand on the hilt of my sword. "We're not looking for trouble, but we want back down from a fight." The stranger nodded, a hint of a smile playing on his lips. "Vex, a smuggler with a reputation for getting in and out of tight spots. I can help you navigate the Archon regime's defenses, but it won't come cheap." I hesitated, unsure if I could trust this stranger. But something about him seemed genuine, and I knew that we needed all the help we could get. "Okay," I said finally. "We're listening." Vex grinned, and I knew that our journey had just taken a dramatic turn. Little did I know, the stakes were about to escalate, and our quest for the Aethereian archive would become a fight for survival. Previously, Alex received a mysterious transmission from an enigmatic ally, setting him on a quest to uncover the fabled Aethereian archive. He ventured into an abandoned city to track down the elusive cartographer, Elara, whose arcane maps held the key to unlocking the secrets of Aetherea's forgotten past. As I nodded to Vex, his grin widened, and he gestured for us to follow him. "Welcome to the shadows, my friends. The Archon regime won't know what hit them." With Vex leading the way, we navigated the treacherous landscape, avoiding regime patrols and deadly traps set by the ruthless soldiers. Every step felt like a betrayal, as if we were dancing on the edge of a precipice, with the abyss of danger yawning beneath us. Dr. Orion's eyes scanned the horizon, her grip on her pack, her scientific instincts on high alert. Vex moved with the fluid grace of a predator, his eyes darting between the shadows as if he could see what lay hidden beneath the surface. As we journeyed, the air grew thick with an otherworldly energy, like the hum of an ancient machine. I clutched the stone Elara gave me, feeling the weight of the Aethereian secrets pressing down upon me. Every step forward was a gamble, but I knew we had to push on. The archive held the key to unlocking the mysteries of Lyra's biotechnology, and I was determined to unlock its secrets. We traversed the winding streets of an ancient settlement, the crumbling buildings whispering secrets in the wind. Vex led us to a hidden entrance, guarded by a pair of imposing stone statues. He flashed a signal, a subtle gesture that seemed to awaken the statues. They nodded, their granite eyes glowing with an eerie light. "Welcome to the Undercroft," he said, with a flourish. "The hidden heart of the ancient city, where secrets are currency and survival is the ultimate trade." As we descended into the Undercroft, the air grew thick with the whispers of the ancient city's forgotten citizens. We walked among the shadows of Aethereia's past, the weight of history crushing us beneath its weight. Every step felt like a revelation, a piece of the puzzle falling into place. I knew that we were getting close, that the secrets of the archive awaited us, hidden within the labyrinthine corridors and ancient chambers. We were not alone, however. I sensed the presence of other seekers, those who would stop at nothing to claim the archive's secrets for themselves. The stakes were escalating, the danger lurking in every shadow. Dr. Orion's hand brushed against mine, a reassuring gesture in a world where trust was a luxury we could ill afford. Suddenly, the Undercroft silence was broken by the sound of footsteps, echoing off the stone walls. Vex's eyes locked onto the darkness, his hand resting on the hilt of his blade. "It seems we have company," he whispered. "Let's see who's joining the party." As the footsteps grew louder, I drew my sword, its familiar weight a comforting presence in the face of the unknown. The darkness seemed to coalesce into a figure, tall and imposing, his face hidden behind a mask of shadows. "You're a long way from home, traveler," the figure said, its voice like the rustling of dry leaves. "What business do you have in the Undercroft?" Vex flashed a signal, a gesture that sent the statues to attention. "We're here for the secrets, friend," he said, his voice low and even, "and we want leave until we have them." The figure nodded, its mask glinting in the flickering torchlight. "I think we can come to an arrangement," it said. "But first, let's discuss the true cost of secrets." The darkness seemed to deepen, as if the shadows themselves were listening, waiting for our response. Previously, Alex received a mysterious transmission from an enigmatic ally, setting him on a quest to uncover the fabled Aethereian archive. He ventured into an abandoned city to track down the elusive cartographer, Elara, whose arcane maps held the key to unlocking the secrets of Aethereia's forgotten past. With Vex, the cunning smuggler, they navigated treacherous landscapes, avoiding regime patrols and deadly traps to reach the hidden Undercroft, where ancient secrets awaited. The figure's words hung in the air, like a challenge waiting to be answered. I sensed the weight of the Undercroft's secrets pressing down upon me, urging me to respond. Vex's eyes never left the figure, his hand still resting on the hilt of his blade. Dr. Orion took a step forward, her eyes locked onto the figure's mask. "What do you mean, the true cost of secrets?" she asked, her voice mirroring the curiosity that burned within me. The figure nodded, its presence seemingly shifting like a shadow dancing across the walls. "Secrets, my friends, come at a price that not everyone is willing to pay." Vex snorted. "You're talking about credits, I presume." He flashed a signal and the statues moved, their granite eyes fixed on the figure. The figure chuckled, a low, menacing sound. "Oh no, I'm talking about something far more precious, something that, once taken, can never be returned." Dr. Orion's grip on her pack tightened, her eyes scanning the shadows as if searching for an escape route. I knew that we were walking on thin ice, but I couldn't shake off the feeling that we were close, that the secrets of the archive lay just within our grasp. "What do you want from us?" I asked, my hand tightening on the stone Elara gave me. The figure nodded, its mask glinting in the torchlight. "I want to show you the true meaning of power, the power that lies within the archives, waiting to be unlocked. But first you must prove yourselves worthy." The air seemed to thicken, as if the Undercroft itself was listening to our conversation. I sensed that we stood at a crossroads where the path to the archive lay shrouded in uncertainty. The stakes were higher than ever and the danger lurked in every shadow. "What do you propose?" Vex asked, his voice measured, calculated. The figure smiled, a cold, calculating smile. "I propose a test of your courage, your wit, and your determination. If you succeed, the secrets of the archive will be yours to claim. But if you fail—" The figure's voice trailed off, leaving the threat unspoken. Dr. Orion's hand brushed against mine, a fleeting touch that spoke volumes. We knew that we had to push forward, no matter the secrets that lay ahead. The stakes were too high and the potential reward too great to turn back now. "We accept your proposal," I said, my voice firm, resolute. The figure nodded, its mask glinting in the torchlight. "Excellent. Then let the test begin." With a wave of its hand, the Undercroft's shadows seemed to come alive, twisting and writhing around us like living darkness. I drew my sword, its familiar weight a comfort in the face of the unknown. As the darkness closed in, I knew that we had to work together, to trust in each other, if we were to emerge victorious. The archive's secrets beckoned, and I was ready to claim them, no matter the cost previously. Alex received a mysterious transmission from an enigmatic ally, setting him on a quest to uncover the fabled Aethereian archive. He ventured into an abandoned city to track down the elusive cartographer, Elara, whose arcane maps held the key to unlocking the secrets of Aetherea's forgotten past. With Vex, the cunning smuggler, they navigated treacherous landscapes, avoiding regime patrols and deadly traps to reach the hidden Undercroft, where ancient secrets awaited. As the darkness closed in, I felt the air thicken, like a living entity that pulsed with an otherworldly energy. Dr. Orion's hand brushed against mine once more, a subtle reassurance that we stood united against the unknown. Vex unsheathed his blade, casting eerie shadows on the walls. The figure's masked face seemed to fade into the darkness, leaving only its voice echoing in my mind. "The test begins," it whispered in the labyrinth of whispers. The Undercroft's walls began to shift, reforming into a narrow corridor that led deeper into the labyrinth. Shadows writhed like living tendrils, probing our path. A faint whispering echoed through the passage, the words inaudible but the malevolent intent clear. Dr. Orion's pack rustled as she produced a small lantern, casting flickering light on the dark path ahead. Vex flanked me, his blade at the ready. With a deep breath, I led the way into the labyrinth, determined to uncover the secrets of Aetherea's forgotten past previously. Alex received a cryptic message from an enigmatic ally, propelling him on a perilous quest to uncover the fabled Aethereian archive. He ventured into the abandoned city to track down the elusive cartographer, Elara, whose arcane maps held the key to unlocking the secrets of Aetherea's forgotten past. As I stepped into the labyrinth of whispers, the darkness seemed to swallow me whole, leaving only the faint lantern's glow to guide me through the treacherous path ahead. Vex's blade cast flickering shadows on the walls, while Dr. Orion's steady hand on my shoulder seemed to anchor me to reality. But it was the eerie, pulsing light emanating from the very walls themselves that hinted at a far greater, ancient power at work. The whispering grew louder, the words still indistinguishable, yet their malevolent purpose unmistakable. Vex and Dr. Orion flanked me, their eyes locked on the unknown dangers lurking in the darkness. The air thickened, heavy with anticipation as we ventured deeper into the labyrinth. Suddenly the walls shifted, reforming into a vast circular chamber. At its center, an ancient glowing crystal pulsed with an otherworldly energy, casting an ethereal glow across the room. "Behold the heart of whispers," a low, raspy voice whispered, sending shivers down my spine. "Here lies the key to unlocking the Aethereian archive." As we approached the crystal, the whispering ceased. An expectant silence fell, as if the very labyrinth itself held its breath in anticipation. Vex's grip on his blade tightened while Dr. Orion's eyes darted between the crystal and me, her expression a mix of awe and trepidation. With a deep breath, I reached out to touch the crystal. Previously, Alex received a cryptic message from an enigmatic ally, propelling him on a perilous quest to uncover the fabled Aethereian archive. He ventured into the abandoned city to track down the elusive cartographer, Elara, whose arcane maps held the key to unlocking the secrets of Aetheria's forgotten past. Now, accompanied by Vex and Dr. Orion, he stood before the Heart of Whispers, the ancient, glowing crystal that held the key to unlocking the Aethereian archive. As my fingers made contact with the crystal, the room erupted into a kaleidoscope of colors, and I felt the weight of Aetheria's secrets flooding my mind. Vex and Dr. Orion stumbled back, shielding themselves from the intense light while I stood transfixed, the whispers in the labyrinth replaced by the whispers of the ancients themselves. The visions came in fragmented flashes, sprawling cities, majestic spires, and ancient Aetherians harnessing the power of the cosmos. I saw the birth of Lyra's biotechnology and the catastrophic event known only as the Great Disaster. Amidst the chaos, I glimpsed a figure shrouded in shadows, watching over Aetherea with an unyielding determination. Suddenly, the vision ceased and I stumbled back, my hand still touching the crystal. Vex and Dr. Orion rushed to my side, supporting me as I regained my balance. The Heart of Whispers pulsed with an intense, pulsating energy, and I knew that our quest had reached a critical juncture. "We need to find Elara," I said, my voice firm with determination. "She's the only one who can decipher the maps and lead us to the archive." Dr. Orion's eyes narrowed. "But at what cost, Alex? The secrets we're uncovering could change the course of Aethereian history. Are we prepared to shoulder that responsibility?" I met her gaze, my heart pounding in my chest. "We have no choice. The stakes are higher than ever. We must push forward, no matter the danger, no matter the cost." With a deep breath, I turned to face the labyrinth, ready to face whatever lay ahead. The whispers had fallen silent, but I knew that the real challenge was only beginning previously. Alex received a cryptic message from an enigmatic ally, propelling him on a perilous quest to uncover the fabled Aethereian archive. He ventured into the abandoned city to track down the elusive cartographer, Elara, whose arcane maps held the key to unlocking the secrets of Aetherea's forgotten past. Now, having unlocked the secrets of the Heart of Whispers, Alex stood at the threshold of a new challenge, ready to face whatever lay ahead. As I turned to face the labyrinth, the air seemed to thicken, the silence more oppressive than before. Vex and Dr. Orion flanked me, their eyes scanning the shadows for any sign of danger. The pulsing energy of the crystal still resonated within me, and I knew that we had to move quickly. The labyrinth seemed to be watching us, waiting for us to unravel its deepest secrets. "Let's move," I whispered, my eyes locked on the path ahead. "We need to find Elara before anyone else does." Vex nodded, her hand resting on the hilt. "I know these tunnels. We can make it to the cartographer's quarter in under an hour." Dr. Orion adjusted her pack, her eyes gleaming with anticipation. "I've got the necessary gear to aid in the map deciphering process. Let's move out." As we ventured deeper into the labyrinth, the air grew cooler, the smell of parchment and ink rising to meet us. We navigated the winding tunnels, avoiding the treacherous narrow passages that threatened to trap us. Vex led the way, her agility and knowledge of the labyrinth allowing us to bypass potential dangers. Finally, we arrived at the entrance to the cartographer's quarter. The sign above the door read Elara's sanctum in ancient Aethereian script. Vex pushed the door open, revealing a dimly lit chamber filled with rows of dusty shelves, each one overflowing with ancient tomes, scrolls, and parchments. Elara stood at the far end, her eyes fixed on us as we entered. Her long, silver hair cascaded down her back like a river of moonlight. She wore a flowing white robe, adorned with intricate silver embroidery that shimmered in the faint light. "Ah, Alex," she said, her tone a gentle melody, "I've been expecting you. You've unlocked the secrets of the Heart of Whispers, haven't you?" I nodded, my heart pounding in my chest. "We need your help, Elara. We need to decipher the maps and find the Aethereian archive." Elara's gaze drifted to Dr. Orion, a hint of curiosity flickering in her eyes. "And you've brought a scientist with you. How? Fascinating." Dr. Orion stepped forward, her eyes locked on Elara. Dr. Orion. I specialize in ancient technology. I believe I can aid in your map deciphering process. The cartographer's eyes narrowed, a hint of calculation flickering in her gaze. Very well. Let us begin. We must work quickly, for time is running out. The Archon regime will stop at nothing to claim the archive secrets. As we gathered around Elara's work table, the air thickened with anticipation. The maps lay spread out before us, their ancient symbols waiting to be deciphered. I knew that our journey was far from over. The stakes were higher than ever and the danger lurked around every corner. But I was ready. I was ready to face whatever lay ahead, no matter the danger, no matter the cost previously. Alex received a cryptic message from an enigmatic ally, propelling him on a perilous quest to uncover the fabled Aethereian archive. He ventured into the abandoned city to track down the elusive cartographer, Elara, whose arcane maps held the key to unlocking the secrets of Aetheria's forgotten past. As we delved deeper into the secrets of Elara's maps, the air seemed to electrify with anticipation. Every symbol, every mark, held a hidden meaning, a puzzle waiting to be solved. Dr. Orion's hands moved with a newfound urgency, her eyes shining with an unbridled enthusiasm. Vex stood guard, her eyes scanning the shadows, ever vigilant. Suddenly, Elara's eyes snapped towards the door, her body tensing like a drawn bowstring. "We have visitors," she whispered, her voice barely audible. I turned to face the door, my heart pounding in my chest. Who could it be? The Archon regime, another rival faction. The door creaked open and a young woman slipped inside, her features etched with a mixture of fear and determination. She was dressed in dark leather armor, adorned with intricate silver filigree that seemed to shimmer in the faint light. "Elara," she said, her voice trembling. "I've been sent by the Aethereian clan. We've been watching you, Alex. We know what you're trying to do." I stepped forward, my eyes locked on Elara. "What do you want?" Lyra's gaze darted between us, her eyes lingering on Dr. Orion and Vex. "We want to join you. We want to be part of something bigger than ourselves. We want to be part of history you're creating." I hesitated, unsure of what to do. Could I trust this stranger? Could I trust the Aethereian clan? But as I looked into her eyes, I saw something there that gave me hope. I saw a spark of determination, a spark of courage. "Welcome to the team, Lyra," I said, my voice barely above a whisper. As Lyra nodded, a faint smile spreading across her face, I knew that we had just taken a step forward. We had just taken a step towards something greater. But as we turned back to the maps, our eyes scanning the symbols with renewed urgency, I knew that we still had a long way to go. We still had to navigate the treacherous landscape, avoid the Archon regime's deadly traps, and face the unknown dangers that lurked in the shadows. And yet, as I looked at my companions, I knew that we were ready. We were ready to face whatever lay ahead, no matter the danger, no matter the cost previously. Alex formed an unlikely alliance with the Aethereian clan, Lyra, to uncover the secrets of the Aethereian archive, navigating treacherous landscapes and ancient relics. As we pored over Elara's maps, Lyra's presence sparked a new dynamic, her determination infectious. Dr. Orion's intensity remained unwavering, Vex's vigilance a necessary counterbalance to Lyra's optimism. I sensed a growing cohesion, our collective drive to unlock the archive's secrets fueled by our disparate perspectives. "All right, let's break it down," I said, my gaze traversing the sprawling map. "We have multiple symbols, each pointing to different locations. We need to prioritize." Dr. Orion's eyes snapped to a specific symbol, her fingers tracing the intricate pattern. "This one, Alex, it's an ancient Aethereian rune, pointing to a subterranean temple, hidden beneath the city's ruins." Vex nodded, her hand instinctively reaching for the hilt of her dagger. "I've scouted the area. It's a labyrinth full of traps and dead ends. We'll need to be precise." I turned to Lyra, her eyes shining with a mix of excitement and trepidation. "You're with me, Lyra. We'll lead the way." As we prepared to venture into the unknown, Elara's eyes narrowed, her voice low and urgent. "Be cautious, Alex. There's more to this temple than meets the surface." I've heard whispers of an ancient artifact hidden within, one that could tip the balance in our favor. I nodded, my grip on my staff tightening. Well, be careful. Well, get in, find the knowledge we need and get back to the surface before the Archon regime or any other faction can intercept us. With a deep breath, I led my companions into the depths of the ancient temple, our footsteps echoing through the deserted halls. The unknown waited, full of secrets and treacherous obstacles. Yet, with my friends by my side, I felt an unshakable conviction that together, we would overcome any challenge the Aethereian archive threw our way previously. Alex formed an unlikely alliance with the Kralian clan, Elara, to uncover the secrets of the Aethereian archive, navigating treacherous landscapes and ancient relics. As they prepared to venture into the subterranean temple, hidden beneath the city's ruins, Elara's warning about an ancient artifact echoed in their minds. The air was heavy with anticipation as we descended into the temple's heart, our footsteps triggering a cascade of dust and debris. I led the way, Lyra's hand on my shoulder, Dr. Orion and Vex flanking us like silent sentinels. The walls, adorned with ancient Aethereian runes, seemed to whisper secrets we couldn't quite decipher. Suddenly, the ground beneath us gave a faint tremor. The temple's layout shifted, new paths branching out like a maze. I exchanged a tense glance with Lyra, our instincts screaming warning. "Lyra, can you sense anything?" I whispered, my staff at the ready. Her eyes closed, her brow furrowed. "Yes, there's something, ancient, powerful, but not hostile." Vex's hand instinctively went to the hilt of her dagger. "Sounds like a trap to me." Dr. Orion's gaze darted around the chamber. "I think I see a pattern. These runes. They're not just decorative. They're a key." With a nod, Dr. Orion began to decipher the runes, her fingers dancing across the walls. The air pulsed with an energy began to build, the temple itself awakening from its slumber. A low hum filled the air, growing thunder. Suddenly, the ground shook violently, throwing us off balance. Lyra stumbled, her hand reaching for mine. I caught her, pulling her close as the temple's walls began to shatter, ancient stone crumbling into dust. The hum grew louder, the air charged with electricity. A blinding flash illuminated the chamber, and when our vision cleared, we found ourselves standing at the threshold of a massive, crystalline chamber. The artifact, an ancient Aethereian relic, glowed with an ethereal light, radiating an otherworldly power previously. Alex and his companions, Lyra, Dr. Orion, and Vex, navigated the treacherous subterranean temple, uncovering ancient Aethereian relics and artifacts that held the secrets of the forgotten past. As they delved deeper, the temple began to awaken, and they found themselves at the threshold of a massive, crystalline chamber, face to face with an ancient Aethereian relic that glowed with an otherworldly power. We stood frozen, awestruck by the relic's majesty. The air vibrated with an energy that seemed to speak to us, whispers of ancient knowledge and forgotten secrets. Lyra's hand still grasped mine. Her eyes wide with wonder, Dr. Orion's gaze danced with scientific curiosity, while Vex's calculating gaze seemed to weigh the relic's value. I felt a shiver run down my spine as I beheld the artifact, sensing the weight of history and the promise of discovery. As we stood there, bathed in the relic's ethereal glow, a low, resonant voice spoke to us, its words like a gentle breeze that carried the whispers of the ancients. "You have unlocked the first gateway," it said. "The path to the Aethereian archive lies before you. But be warned, the trials ahead will test your resolve, your courage, and your unity." The voice faded, leaving us to ponder its words. I looked at my companions and knew that we were ready. We were in this together, and together we would unlock the secrets of the Aethereian archive. With a shared determination, we stepped forward, our footsteps echoing in the crystalline chamber. The relic's power seemed to guide us as we navigated the path ahead, our way to the next trial. The chamber began to shift, its walls dissolving, revealing a new tunnel that stretched into the unknown. We ventured into the darkness, our hearts pounding with anticipation. The relic's power still lingered, its whispers guiding us through the treacherous tunnel. As we walked, the air grew colder, the darkness seeming to thicken, like a palpable force. Suddenly, the tunnel opened up into a vast, the ceiling lost in darkness. We stood at the edge of a massive underground lake, its waters stretching into the unknown. The lake's surface was calm, its waters like a sheet of glass. But beneath the surface, we sensed a presence, a power that lurked in the depths, a power that waited for us to take the next step. What lies beneath the surface? Lyra whispered, her voice barely audible. I felt a shiver run down my spine as I gazed into the lake's depths. I think we're about to find out, I said, my staff at the ready previously. As we stood at the edge of the massive underground lake, the power lurking beneath the surface grew stronger, challenging us to take the next step towards unlocking the secrets of the Aethereian archive. We ventured into the unknown, our steps echoing off the cavern walls as we walked along the lake's rim. The air was heavy with anticipation, and I could sense the others' excitement and trepidation. Lyra's hand grasped mine, her grip firm, while Dr. Orion's eyes darted between the lake's surface and the darkness beneath. Vex's gaze remained calculating, his mind working the angles, weighing the risks and rewards. I think we should try to communicate with whatever lies beneath, Lyra suggested, her voice barely above a whisper. I agree, Dr. Orion chimed in. We need to understand the power that dwells within the lake. Vex snorted. We don't have time for chit-chat. We need to get in, get the archive secrets, and get paid. I held up a hand, silencing them. Let's try to communicate. We don't know what we're dealing with. With a shared nod, we closed our eyes, focusing on the lake's energy. The air grew still, the silence palpable. Suddenly, the lake's surface began to churn, water droplets rising into the air like tiny crystal orbs. The orbs coalesced into a shimmering figure, its form fluid and ethereal. I am Elara, guardian of the Aethereian archive, the figure declared, its voice a gentle melody. You have proven your determination and unity. I shall guide you through the trials, but first you must prove your worthiness to claim the archive's secrets. The figure vanished, leaving us to ponder its words. I looked at my companions and knew we were ready. We stepped forward, our footsteps echoing in the cavernous space. With Elara's guidance, we navigated the trials, each one testing our courage, our resolve, and our bond. We battled ancient Aethereian entities guarding the archive, infiltrated heavily guarded Archon regime outposts, and unraveled ancient mysteries hidden within cryptic artifacts. With each triumph, our connection grew stronger, our hearts filled with hope and possibility. Finally, we stood before the gates of the Aethereian archive, the secrets of Lyra's biotechnology and Aetherea's forgotten past within our grasp. As we entered the archive, the air thickened with ancient knowledge and forgotten secrets. We wandered through the chambers, our footsteps echoing off the walls, uncovering relics and artifacts that told the story of Aetherea's rise and fall. At the heart of the archive lay the Aethereian heart, a glowing crystal that pulsed with the essence of Aetherea. I reached out, my hand touched the crystal. I felt the weight of history, the promise of discovery, and the power to change the course of Aethereian history. With a shared glance, we claimed the archive's secrets, our hearts filled with hope and possibility. We had changed the course of Aethereian history, paving the way for a brighter future. Epilogue. As we emerged from the archive, the cavernous space began to shift, the walls dissolving, revealing a new horizon. We stood at the threshold of a new world, one where courage, hope, and unity had overcome the darkness of the past. Lyra's hand grasped mine, her eyes shining with wonder. Dr. Orion's gaze danced with scientific curiosity, while Vex's calculating gaze seemed to weigh the new possibilities. I knew that our journey had only just begun, that there were new frontiers to explore, new mysteries to unravel. Together, we stepped forward, our footsteps echoing into the unknown, our hearts filled with hope, possibility, and the promise of a brighter tomorrow.